My name is Gina Gaya, and today I'm going to be talking about James Brown, aka the Godfather of Soul. So, who was James Brown? James Joseph Brown was born on May 3rd, 1933, in Barnwell, South Carolina. He grew up in very harsh conditions with poverty in a very abusive household. His mother left him when he was just a few years old, and him and his father moved to Augusta, Georgia. And then a few years later, his father actually left him in the care of his aunt, Honey, who was a prostitute and who ran a brothel. It was very harsh conditions for a kid his age, and he was only 5 years old when his father left him. And on your right here, you're going to see a photo of him when he was young, and then when he was probably a bit older in his teenager years. In his early years, James Brown began his career as a gospel singer in Georgia, and he joined a band called the Famous Flames that was founded by his friend Bobby Bird. And he was actually kind of the main person, the main singer of this band when he joined, because he was a very good gospel singer and he just had a very good voice. And he began getting recognized by the public eye in the mid 1950s. For his musical influences and inspirations, Brown's musical influences ranged from Elvis to Little Richard to Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, and Chuck Berry. And they're all kind of unique in their own way. Some are mellow and some are very, upbeat like Elvis. For his musical style, James Brown had a lot of influences which made him put a variety of different musical styles in his music, and ranged from funk to soul to even reggae. He's regarded as one of the founders of funk, hence receiving these nicknames: the Godfather of Soul, the original Disco Man, and Mr. Dynamite. He incorporated a lot of groovy moves and funk in his music as well, which I think he kind of gets from Elvis, because Elvis also kind of has that type of style. And he's won about 4 Grammys as well. But he's been nominated, I believe, for 8. Now, top hits throughout the years, there's a lot, but I'm just gonna list some of them. So, my personal favorite would be It's a Man's World from 1966, and the song was a top hit on the R&B chart, and the title plays off the hit 1963 comedy movie It's a Mad World. And the other one was Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud in 1968, and it was one of the best examples of James Brown's role in the Black Power movement of the late 1960s. And the other one would be I Got You, I Feel Good in 1965, and this is probably James Brown's most widely known hit, and the song was the biggest hit of the first major pop breakthrough period in the mid 1960s. So these are all of them. And for his personal life, although he had a lot of fame and fandom, he also had a very big family. He had 3 wives ranging from the years 1953 to 1996, and he has 9 biological children ranging from ages from 22 to 61, I believe. 3 of his children, I couldn't find the years or their ages, but on your right you'll see most of his kids. I believe 2 or 3 of his children have already passed away. And then you see James Brown with his latest wife, and then their son, James Joseph Brown II. And in his later years went by, and James Brown had begun showing a lot of strange and erratic behavior, and rumors surfaced that he reportedly stormed into an insurance company next to his office, waving a shotgun and complaining that strangers were using his bathroom, and that eventually caused him to go to jail, because when the police tried to catch him, he went on this big police chase, which gave him even a greater sentence. And on December 15th, 1988, James Brown began serving a 6-year sentence for carrying a deadly weapon at a public gathering. He attempted to flee police, which I talked about the police chase, and driving under the influence of drugs. But although after he got out of jail, he still continued to make music, even though he was getting older, and his last years were tangled up in accusations of assaulting his wives and abusing drugs. And for his final years, despite not feeling well, James Brown still was determined to attend his annual toy giveaway, which turned out to be his final public appearance before he passed on Christmas Day. And he passed on December 25th, 2006, from a heart attack. He was only 73 years old, and he left behind a legacy for his children and a trust. And although there are still many questions surrounding his death and some of his wives' deaths. And in 2014, a movie called Get On Up was released with Chadwick Boseman, and it's a very good movie. I highly recommend it. And then you see a picture of him giving a toy to a child during that final appearance. And that's all. Thank you so much.